Okay, we're here with Oscar Matthews. How you doing, Oscar?
I'm doing great, Heidi. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. So I was hearing you had an opportunity to try on a spacesuit with uh, Final Frontier design.
Yeah,
What?
it was a really good experience. We mentioned it briefly the other day, but basically it was supposed to be a group of 10 of us. I think it was like Joseph Sweeney, Yeri Rodriguez, Layla, Sibel Silver Phoenix, Dan Carey, and a bunch of other people. Glenn Slaughter was going to come down from DoD News and kind of just do a really nice segment on all of us at Final Frontier Design and kind of just incorporate the spacesuits into the story. And it started snowing and icing in New York, and because Final Frontier Designs in Brooklyn, and it ended up that only Layla and I could make it to the studio. So she basically just told me to try on the suit, and so I have to admit I can't compare it to anything else in my entire life. It was like being inside of a small spaceship. And I've flown jets and I've had G suits on before and all that. So I thought it was really unique and incredible. From what they've told me, normal suits weigh around 200, 250 pounds. They cost 300,000 plus dollars for a flight certified copy. They are really restrictive in terms of mobility, and your EVA suits and your IVA suits are engineered to completely different standards. But the suit they had there weighed about 18 pounds. Its flight certification bottom line price was, I want to say, like $80,000, and they used technology that actually won some of NASA's advanced glove design competitions, which is how they actually started Final Frontier Design. When they both won prize money from that, they got together and jointly founded Final Frontier Design there in Brooklyn. So wonderful experience. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them.
Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, I was just kind of browsing around their site, and I saw they had a new kind of e- glove for their spacesuits, stuff like that.
Yeah, let me tell you about the glove design because apparently the glove design is actually the most critical part of the spacesuit. So the palm of the glove design that they have is especially reinforced with these bars so that the cross section, when it's inflated, either due to positive pressure from the inside or from a vacuum, or I guess it would be the same either way, on the outside, they don't want the palm area billowing out. And so to prevent that, they reinforce it. But you also need really articulated fingertips so that you can accomplish uh, tasks with as much hand dexterity as possible. And they were telling us that it's actually not really reported, but astronauts get fingertip injuries all the time. Like fingertips will get ripped off. They just have massive finger injuries that obviously don't make the nightly news. And so they've incorporated a bunch of different technologies to try and mitigate some of those injuries that astronauts sometimes suffer. And on the outside of the astronaut glove, they have these 3D printed fingernails that they've put on the fingertips with these carbon fiber fingertips, and it's just really incredible. They they had this vacuum chamber, this low pressure chamber, and even with gloves that were probably twice as big as my hand because I have really small hands, uh, I was able to basically manipulate a Rubik's cube. And Layla can tell you that I mean I wasn't the greatest at it, but given enough time, I probably could have solved it.
Cool. Yeah, and I was just reading here that you but had a really good response to the uh, criticism out of MIT about the Mars One project.
I did. Yeah, it's come up a couple of times in interviews, and It's nice. You know, when I went to Final Frontier Design, they didn't bring it up at all. They were mostly focused on their spacesuit design. Nikolai, the chief designer there, the chief engineer for the suit, really wants to see his suit design be the first spacesuit on Mars, which I thought was interesting. But to answer your question, yeah, I'm sure it's come up for more candidates than just me. So I thought I would include my official response from when it was in the news back in November of last year, because it seems to be back in the news somehow, even though it's been thoroughly discredited. But it's funny because if you just go to page 8 of the 35-page article or report or whatever you want to call it, they essentially solve the entire problem that they postulated exists for Mars 1 astronauts to die on day 68. And you know, I want to congratulate the students just to talk quickly about it because it's a good experience to publish an abstract or to publish an article and present interim findings, I guess, at a proceeding. But you know, I think they just could have made it a little bit more clear at the very beginning that these were based on highly assumed initial conditions, and that the results, of course, were then going to be consequently not as reliable as they could have been. And so once they clarified that during their Reddit AMA, and Professor Oliver Dweck published his clarification letter afterwards, which was a little underreported compared to the article. I think that kind of squared them away in my book. But every time the media brings them up, it kind of just makes me cringe because, like Dr. Kraft said, that's just not how science is supposed to be done ever.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah. Did you? Yeah, I see they have a new kind of communications caps. Did you get to try those?
The communications.
Yeah,
Oh, the headset.
yeah, the headsets.
Yeah. Well, the headset design I think was oh, nice link. The headset design was, I thought, pretty standard, but it was really comfortable, and I'm not sure why it made me look like I was bald, but I'm not bald, and I really appreciate Final Frontier Design for letting me try the suit on. I felt really grateful for that opportunity. Um, it was really comfortable. The suit was spacious inside. It's actually designed to fit somebody from 6'1" to 5'1", and I'm 5'5", 5'6", and it only took Nikolai, the chief engineer, about 15, maybe 20 minutes to adjust the spacesuit from whatever size it was down to my size, and it fit like a glove. Apart from the shoulders being a little bit wider than they really should have been, just because the suit is a fits most sizes suit, which, to be honest, I've been in aerospace for a while now, and I've never heard of spacesuits being a one size fits most. It is more likely that a spacesuit is a custom design, a bespoke design, something that's essentially created for one individual, than it is that a spacesuit could fit an entire range of human body types. So hats off to the engineers and designers at Final Frontier Design. I personally can't say enough good things about them. They've won over one engineer at least here, and if Mars One, honestly, if Mars One wants to support an American company that is pushing the boundaries of advanced glove and full whole body spacesuit design, then I think Mars One should take a look at least at incorporating some sort of competition or spacesuit off between the spacesuit manufacturers and include Final Frontier Design in that competition.
Awesome. So, uh, that's about all I forgot. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, like I said, thanks for everybody who was interested in going, and I'm sorry it didn't work out due to the weather. Maybe in the future we can try and organize another trip, and I know Layla was talking about being very interested in going back up there, so I know she's definitely excited and interested in going back. So if anybody's interested, or if anybody has more questions about the spacesuit, Feel free to message me, and like I said, I hope Mars One takes a look at them.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks a lot, Heidi. Take care.
You too.
Bye.